Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Valentine's Day, Wednesday, February 14th. And the headlines is overall milder and drier conditions this week, but we do have a turn to some wetter conditions next week. Again, today and tomorrow will be pretty mild, highs in the low 40s both days. And then we get a cold front move through, and that'll give us temperatures only in the 20s with lows in the teens and even some single digits over the weekend. And then I think we'll turn much wetter and mild. But right now the models are struggling with how much cold air at the lower levels that there may be for early next week. So we do have a chance for some mixed precipitation, especially for Sunday. We do have some mixed precipitation perhaps coming in tonight as well. But overall precipitation amounts won't be that great. But we're looking at, I think, several waves of low pressure next week that'll move along a boundary that's going to be just off to our south or right over top of us. And that's going to bring that warmer air just a little bit farther north than what it's been. Again, so I think we turn mild and wet next week. I could see precipitation over the southern part of the state possibly exceeding 1 inch of rain, with around a half inch to an inch as you get into mid-Michigan. Again, our highs yesterday, 28. We got down to a chilly 1 degrees below zero, or 1 above zero. Many locations around mid-Michigan were a few degrees above or below zero, so very cold morning yesterday. Again, though, we warmed up quite nicely up to 28 degrees. No precipitation so far this morning, and much warmer, 21 degrees so far the low temperature, so pretty mild compared to yesterday. And we've had no snowfall over the last 24 hours. Snow depth this morning, 8.5 inches of snow. If we look at conditions around the area this morning, see temperatures mainly in the mid-20s across most areas. However, over in Newaygo, where clear skies have developed down to 14 degrees, so that's the cold spot. What else is new for Newaygo? Our normal high is 31, the normal low is 14 for the date. And if we look at the satellite view this morning, you can see how most of our flow is somewhat zonal across even the northern jet and the southern jet. And again, these are staying separate, so we'd have no big storm. Again, last week we looked at a potential that this storm here for Thursday would be a more significant one. That's not the case. We don't have any interaction between the two jets, thus lighter precipitation both across the mid part of the United States. However, more Gulf moisture is going to cause a lot more rain across the Appalachian areas back into the Tennessee and Ohio valleys. But again, for Michigan, we're going to be mainly under some lighter precipitation here. And then we'll see that dissipate over the weekend as that cold air takes place. And you can see on the weather map this morning, you can see some of the boundary levels somewhat separated. Most of the moisture well off to our south. Again, today will be lots of sunshine today and temperatures quite mild. And then we'll see the clouds increase with maybe a little bit of light rain or a little bit of a mix tonight. And again, on the weather map for Thursday morning, we expect, again, separation between these two systems. So no big heavy precipitation amounts around the Great Lakes. Again, heavier rain and thunderstorms though across the Ohio Valley, back down in towards the deep south. But again, for Michigan, mainly under a quarter of an inch, I think, as we go through the next 3 to 4 days. As far as the snowfall over the next 72 hours, you can see with that warm air trying to come in over the cold air, we may have some areas that could pick up some light accumulations. I think these would be on the high side, mainly trace amounts. But again, an isolated inch or two here could fall across the area. And if we look at the precipitation over the next 7 days from the WPC, you can see heavier precipitation across southeast Florida, Michigan, much lighter as you go farther north. And the real heavy stuff will be down again in the Ohio, Tennessee valleys off towards the Arklatex. As far as the forecast goes today, what a day out there. Plenty of sunshine, highs in the low 40s, lows tonight only in the mid 30s, highs tomorrow in the 40s, but we'll see those temperatures hold steady or maybe fall there in the afternoon a little bit. And then as we get into Friday, a secondary cold front comes through, and after lows in the mid 20s, we'll only climb into the upper 20s, and they'll fall rapidly down into the single digits by Saturday morning. And then we'll see some snow moving in maybe Saturday night and very early Sunday before more sunshine returns to the day on Sunday. And again, next week looks quite a bit wetter and somewhat mild. I don't think we're going to see any 50s, but I think 30s and maybe some 40s will be possible with several chances for rainfall. And again, some of that could add up over the week. As far as weather watch, again, just like yesterday, yep. It's going to be pretty boring out there across the Great Lakes, at least for the next several days. I don't see any real adverse travel conditions across the Great Lakes. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.